Thank you, Duigu. Thank you, everybody from the Council, for the kind invitation here to present a little bit the history of the German Sustainable Building Council and some thoughts about what's behind the Council. To make it short, DGNB in a nutshell, established in 2007, and everybody said, hey, you Germans, you don't need a council for green building. Green building is somehow in your DNA, and somehow it's right. There's a lot of good technology existing, but it's not enough. It's definitely not enough. And the way people are building in Germany is not fully sustainable. There might be green elements in there. And therefore it was very important, and people understood in 2007 that there's a need for a council. 125 founding members today. We have more than 1,000 member companies, and the council is growing rapidly. Since 2008, we are a proud member of the World Green Building Council and represented in the board. One of the first things we did was to bring our membership base together in defining and developing a building rating scheme, which is more than everything was existing before, to implement and include the tradition of green and sustainable building in Germany. And that was the DGNB Sustainable Building Rating Scheme. And in the meanwhile, this is available for all different use types, or a lot of different use types: new construction, office, retail, industry, residential, hotel, and so on, but also for communities and mixed use. For existing building, this is today's task we are working on. For existing building, office and residential is already available, and many more systems are on the way to be applied in the future. More than 300 buildings are already certified, many more registered, of course, but more than 300 certified since 2009. This is a great success story for the work of the DGNB members. The complete development of the system was done by the member companies of the council, and I think this is a very important basis for the success. But that's not all we are doing in DGNB. DGNB has formed an academy, education programs in cooperation with external partners like the Architecture Council and the Engineer Councils. There are programs to run to become a registered professional DGNB consultant or DGNB auditor to submit certification projects. But also various seminars and workshops are frequently available. In addition, we are running now the 5th year the Consens International Conference and Expo. It's a two-day conference with an exhibition in cooperation with Stuttgart Trade Fair. And this year we are proud to have the World Green Building Council International Congress together with Consent combined in one conference, and that will take place June 18 to 20, so 3 days this year and we hope to have a lot of attendees from all over the world this year. But what's behind the development within the German Council? So sustainable construction, it's clear the core of the development of the rating scheme and of our thinking, maybe also of our DNA. And we have seen that climate change, scarce natural resources, pollution of water, soil, air, ongoing use, land use change, deforestation, and so on. That demonstrates that globally there's a limit of growth. We cannot go ahead on the pathway we have done in the last 20, 30 years. Looking on the financial side, and this is a very important part of this concept of sustainability, the so-called crisis, I believe it's not a crisis. A crisis has a begin and an end. And after the end of the crisis, it's a situation like before, but it never will be the situation like before the crisis. This is not a crisis. This is a fundamental change of the economic system globally. And the concept of sustainability, that's my deep belief, is the only concept we can address this change of the world economy.